My name is Nancy Yuan, and I'm Senior Vice President of the Asia Foundation based in Washington, D.C. I'm pleased to add my welcome to all participants of the Trilateral Summit on Women's Leadership in STEM, featuring leaders from the United States, Korea, and Japan. The Asia Foundation has a long-standing commitment and program of support for women and girls in STEM, and we're delighted to host this virtual event in collaboration with the U.S. Department of State and the Monterey Institute of International Studies. As we've just heard from Jane Sloan and Ambassador Nishimura, supporting women to excel in STEM fields requires an enabling environment that actively supports and encourages girls in STEM education and women in the workforce. Today's panel discussion will delve even more deeply into these issues. One of the panels today will discuss how governments, companies, and academia can craft policies that encourage the advancement of women in STEM. We have seen how important such policies are in practice. In December 2019, an important bipartisan bill passed in the U.S. Congress that recognized the importance of STEM education, particularly for girls. The Building Blocks of STEM Act not only increases funds and opportunities for STEM education, but also aims to break down barriers to STEM education for girls. This is so important, for as we all know, many studies have shown that exposure to science and math help children to develop an interest and see possibilities for themselves in future work in STEM fields. We are fortunate today to hear remarks from two lead co-sponsors of the bill from the U.S. Senate and the U.S. House of Representatives. Senator Jacky Rosen of Nevada has worked tirelessly on legislation to expand opportunities for women in STEM. Given her own professional background as a computer programmer and systems analyst, Senator Rosen is committed to increasing exposure for more girls to STEM education and to opening up career opportunities in STEM fields where women remain underrepresented. Representative Jim Baird from Indiana holds an undergraduate degree and a PhD in the sciences and is a strong believer in the need for STEM education and expanded opportunities for women who can advance American business and national security interests by playing key roles in STEM fields. We're honored to have Senator Rosen and Representative Baird as participants in this Trilateral Summit and are pleased to hear from them now. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Senator Jacky Rosen, and I'm proud to represent the great state of Nevada in the United States Senate. I want to thank the Asia Foundation for hosting this event and for giving me the opportunity to speak on this critically important topic, women in STEM. I also want to thank the governments of Japan and South Korea for joining the United States for this trilateral event celebrating women's leadership in STEM fields. Promoting opportunities in STEM education is a cause that's deeply personal to me. Before I came to Congress, I was a computer programmer and a systems analyst. I worked in what's been long considered a male-dominated industry, and it wasn't easy. Back then, women had to struggle just to get considered for those positions. But in the United States, we've made progress since then, and today, brilliant women are at the height of achievement in science, technology, engineering, and math. And while I'm incredibly proud of what this new generation of women in tech are accomplishing, women make up nearly half the U.S. workforce, but they still only hold less than 1/4 of STEM jobs. This STEM gender disparity is holding us back, and it's preventing talented minds from inventing the next breakthrough technology, founding the next startup, or keeping our nation safe from cyber attacks. That's why I'm so passionate about giving women, particularly young girls, more opportunities to get involved in STEM, in careers like coding and engineering, and so many more. This way they can build a better future for themselves and for all of us. So I've made it my priority as a senator to promote STEM education for our children, and especially for our young girls. I believe in creating a more inclusive environment and a level playing field, and I fought for technological innovation in our schools and in our workforce as a member of the committee that oversees education, labor, and science. The most important investment we can make is in our children's education. That's why last year, I introduced the bipartisan Building Blocks of STEM Act, legislation that will help ensure our children are prepared with the education necessary to succeed in a 21st century economy and taking steps to close the gender gap in STEM. This bill will direct the National Science Foundation to expand funding for early childhood STEM education programs, and it would fund grant programs to get more young girls interested in computer science. If we're going to lead the world in creating an economy of the future, then we must break through the barriers that are holding us back from reaching our full potential. And on that note, I'm proud to say to you that my Building Blocks of STEM Act is now law in the United States. Helping to build the people pipeline, a well-trained and highly skilled workforce is one of my top priorities, and that requires girls and women having equal opportunities to enter and advance in STEM-related careers. While the United States, Japan, and Korea have made great strides in advancing women's leadership in STEM fields, much work remains to be done. Studies show that in developing countries, women are vastly underrepresented in the information and communications technology sector due to the lack of access to STEM training. Investing in women and girls to ensure they learn the skills needed to participate in the growing digital economy will not only improve their own financial agency, but also help nations thrive economically. Together, our nation's investments to close the global STEM gender gap will lead to more innovation, and innovation leads to solutions to our planet's biggest challenges. So let's work together across nations and borders to invest in girls and women to expand the next generation of scientists, engineers, coders, and leaders. Thank you.
It is an honor to join my distinguished colleagues today in taking this opportunity to speak before you all as a proud original sponsor to the Building Blocks of STEM Act. This important bipartisan legislation was signed into law by President Trump on December 24th, 2019, and I am proud to have played an important role in this accomplishment. As one of my two members of the House of Representatives with a PhD in science, I understand the importance of early childhood development, and equally important is a focus on ensuring a wide knowledge base in our society. Improvements in early childhood development and broadening our nation's knowledge base both stand to benefit from a diverse range of perspectives and backgrounds. Our national security and scientific advancements are made stronger when everyone is involved, and yet only 24% of the current workforce in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics careers are women. Undertaking any effort to effect change has to start with a thorough understanding of the problem. Our nation will be made stronger by ensuring more women contribute to our STEM knowledge base. The Building Blocks of STEM Act will be pivotal in identifying the underlying causes of this disparity by directing the National Science Foundation to research factors that influence young women's engagement in STEM and computer science activities. My district in particular is a proud example of the accomplishments and the benefits of strong, bright women leaders in STEM and computer science. Last year, I was honored to welcome Dr. Katie Bauman to a hearing of the full Science, Space, and Technology Committee to hear her testimony of the diverse team she worked with to develop the first ever images of the black hole. In her testimony, Dr. Bauman explained that the group that she worked with divided into 4 teams of scientists from all around the world to independently reproduce the image of the black hole. Each team's images were roughly similar and shared important characteristics that were crucial to the confidence of Dr. Bauman's team to validate the results of her work. The thorough and impressive process Dr. Bauman devised was the culmination of a life spent in STEM and computer science that started at a young age. As the daughter of Dr. Charles Bauman, a distinguished professor of electrical and computer engineering and biomedical engineering at Purdue University, Dr. Bauman was exposed to STEM topics and resources early in life. This exposure piqued an interest in science and research that was further nurtured by the willingness of Purdue professors to encourage her interest and provide an environment for Dr. Bauman to conduct imaging research in high school. This breakthrough and accomplishment stands as a testament to the capacity for more diverse early childhood STEM education to contribute to our knowledge base and our national security. The process used by Dr. Bauman incorporate machine learning and artificial intelligence that provide an unprecedented implications for medical and materials imaging. Countless other fields stand to benefit from Dr. Bauman's work. Similar advancements and discoveries will come in greater quantity and quality with more women in STEM and computer science. To accomplish this, we need to know more about what factors may encourage an inclination towards STEM topics in an early childhood years. I am proud that the Building Blocks of STEM Act will provide this greater understanding, and I'm eager to see what findings this important work presents. I encourage you all to seek out ways in which the team you work with benefits from strategically broadening the perspective at your disposal. And I look forward to the conversations to follow in this important undertaking. Thank you.